Hey guys, what's up? It's Caleb Downing. No, we have the Cyelee Optic, a Cyelee CAT optic to look at today. So let's get into it. That was a trashed up, terrible intro, and that was the second time I shot it. I'm not going to do it again. Two things. I still got some residual crud, so pardon the voice if you do, please. I'll try to edit out any coughing and sneezing and snot swallowing. Also, number two, this optic was sent to me, but it's a little different because they didn't just send it to me and do stuff, whatever. I actually requested this one. I think this is one of the few times for an optic that I've actually requested and said, hey, do you have something that fits this? So if you remember Cyelee, we did, I can't remember exactly the model of it, but we did a tubular red dot from them before, like a torture test, a destructive torture test, see how hard we could push it. I think it made it to 2 outings. I mean, the first one we did stuff to it and it just kept working. I was like, wow, and I think I ran out of time, whatever. The second time we broke it, right, but we were literally beating it with logs and crushing it against rocks, like throwing it against boulders, throwing it out of cars. We trashed it, right? And it finally broke whenever, like, the mount itself broke. I believe that was one thing that broke. And then we finally smashed in, like, the adjustment turrets. The optic itself never turned off and, like, died. I was impressed. Like, yes, anything can die. I could take an aim point and shoot it with a shotgun at point blank and blow a hole through it. Yep. Okay, but that doesn't mean that aim point's bad, right? I'm not saying that these are, like, military grade whatever optics. I am saying they impressed me, all right? So whenever I started looking at tricking out one of my newest acquisition firearms, it can have multiple different optics on it. It can have RMSc cut optics, it can have RMR cut optics and other stuff. I'm talking about this guy right here. It can have all kinds of optics and stuff on it, but what I really wanted was something small, right? Right now I have a Swamp Fox, different company, so there you go. We're mixing companies now. And it's large, which is fine, it's okay, whatever, but I want something small and thin. So I reached out to Cyelee and I was like, hey, do you have anything that fits an RMSc footprint? Because I also have a 1911 that I've been working on, right? It has another Swamp Fox on there. And it's an RMSc cut. And I was like, man, I want to play around with some other stuff, right? And I just want to see what's out there. And sure enough, Cyelee has this optic. So let's open this up. I know you guys hate my stories, but they add some back flavor to what's going on. And if you made it through that, then kudos to you. Kudos to you. I'm just excited. I also try to procrastinate a little bit because I'm excited about opening things. And you only get to open it once and get impressed the first time. So instructions, probably need to read that. The optic itself. Oh, yeah, buddy. All right. Screws. That's nice. Allen key stuff. Battery. Yep. 2032. Yay, 2032. And the snack pack. Don't eat those. And a cleaning cloth. So, do they actually have Loctite on these screws? They do. They got Loctite on screws. Okay, so I'm already happy with some of this stuff. Let's look at this optic itself. All right, so here's the optic itself. This is what we got. And first off, something else that I'm I'm happy, and then I'm also a little bit whatever. So, two things. First off, it actually has fiber optic integrated rear sights. I don't know if you see that or not, but these are fiber optic integrated rear sights. Because sometimes, like on the Swamp Fox, there is no rear sight. And if your optic, or if your slide or whatever it is, doesn't have a rear sight, well, then you don't have a rear sight. Right? Especially if you get stuff milled out and cut and aftermarket kind of things, not going to work. Stuff like this is a Glock, right? This is a Glock 48 MOS slide. It should mount up right up to this guy, and even if I didn't have backup iron sights on here, it has integrated rear sights, right? This guy right here, the FN 502, whenever I take this guy off and put on this sight, I will still have integrated rear sights, even though he already has integrated sights onto the plate, not the optic, all right? That's kind of a cool little feature. Something that will be interesting to see how it stands up over time. They have an exposed area underneath. There's no cap or no plate on the bottom of that. Hopefully that doesn't turn into a bad deal. We will see, we'll see. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this on the 48 MOS. So 1, 2, 3, here we go. Okay, so we got it on here. It went on pretty stinking well. There's a couple different sizes screws, so it's nice that they give you different size screws. For the 48 MOS, if you're wondering, it takes the M4 by 0.7. Anyway, it sits on there very nicely. See that? It actually sits on there very nice. So there's the little optic. This is what it looks like, yada, yada, yada. I'll show you what it looks like behind the camera, and you can actually look through the glass. All right, so looking through the glass, there you go. Hopefully you can see that. There's a slight blue hue, but in general, to be quite honest, that is very clear glass. Yeah, there's some companies out there that have other glass that is really blue and whatever, and there's a trade-off there. I'm sure the runtime on here won't be as good as those places, but there you go. That's a little look at this guy on a 48 MOS. It's pretty clean looking. It hangs over the sides just a little bit, just a smidgen. But look, I mean, the integrated rear sights and stuff. You know what? I'm super curious. Let's throw this on a 1911. There we go. So that's what it looks like on a 1911. That looks pretty dang clean, if you ask me personally. Check out through the optic. And this is not tightened down all the way. Because the screws that they have are just a little bit too long. So as you can see, well, maybe you can see, I don't know, it's not tightened down all the way, but that's what the view is through there. And maybe you can tell, maybe you can't tell, but you can you can get a co-witness. You will be able to get a co-witness. You will be able to get a co-witness. But that's what it looks like on a 1911. All right. One more gun. Let's take a look at it on the effing 502. Bam! That's what he looks like on a 502. Probably a better fit on a 502, if you really ask me, maybe. But that's kind of what he looks like. Take a look down the sight. That's kind of what he looks like right there. Hopefully you can see that. Again, a little bit of blue hue. But overall, pretty dang clear glass. All right, and if you can tell, looking on there, the integrated rear sights are lower than the iron sights that come on the pistol. So you really wouldn't need it on this version of it. But it's nice that they're there because sometimes you don't have those integrated rear sights, or you don't have the rear sights on your pistol. But that's what that guy looks like. Alright, so I'm going to try to take a screenshot of this probably and throw it up here, but if not, then I'm staring down here and reading you off some specs, because there are no specs that come on the box, printed on the box that I'm seeing, and there's no specs on the sheet. Maybe they forgot them, maybe you should know them because that's why you bought the optic. You don't buy the optic and then figure out what it is. Most people do the research beforehand. So let's read this off. Basically, your objective lens is 23 millimeters, whatever that is. Illumination settings, you have 8 daytime settings and 2 night settings. Your elevation and windage, you got 40 MOAs of adjustment, right? So that's good, I guess. I'm not sure what a standard one is, but there you go. Reticle is 3 MOA dot. That's cool, right? 1 MOA is generally best for me because you can turn it, as long as you can turn it way up. If you can't turn it way up, then 1 MOA would be too small. I'm glad it's not a 6 MOA because those can be really, really, really big, right? Especially if you turn the brightness setting up. I mean, it may as well have, you know, the IT balloon floating around. It's like, it's pretty dang big. 3 MOA is good. 3 MOA is good. All right. Adjustment screws. CR2032 battery, so it's not a tiny battery. And battery life is 8,000 hours, which equates to, if my homeschool math is right, a little under a year, right? A little under a year. It has the RMSc footprint IPX7 waterproof rating. I bet they go higher, maybe if they enclose that bottom plate. But we'll see. I don't know. We'll see how that shakes out with the snow and the ice and the rain and all that kind of stuff. All right, so that's just a little look at the, not the 502, the Cyelee CAT, C-A-T. I'm genuinely impressed by the stats of this guy, okay? For what you get, you can pay more and get more, that's for sure. But for what you get, I think it MSRP's for maybe around like 150-ish bucks, something like that. It's on Amazon now, right? I'm not sure if I can put a link down there. If I can, I will. I do not think it's affiliate. I don't have any codes for you guys, sorry, but if you're interested, I'll put it down there anyway. But I'm excited about this. This will be interesting. So it actually has IPX7 rating as far as weather, water. You know, I'm not going to go scuba diving with it. It kind of has a gasket around the battery. That's the one thing that I'm automatically like, But guess what? Trijicon does that on their original ones, and I think even on their Gen 2 RMRs, right? I think so. I don't think they have an enclosed floor plate on the bottom. So they do it too, and they get away with it. So it may not even be a big deal at all. Maybe not be a big deal at all. I really like, I don't think I've ever seen anybody else really do it. Maybe they have, and I just haven't noticed. But the integrated rear sights I have seen, but not with fiber optic. Never seen that. That's cool. Why not? Why not put fiber optics? Why? I have some optics out there that have a little bitty nub. It's like these two little bitty horns that you could basically shave off with a fingernail file. And they call that integrated rear sights. It is. It's there. They're index points, but man, you got to hunt for them. You ain't got to hunt for the index or for the rear sights on this. That's cool. That's cool. So basically, I got this specifically for this build. Okay, but since we have integrated rear sights that are of this style, I like that. I'm probably going to run this optic on the 1911, right? And then we'll file and fit the front sight to fit the rear sight, because he doesn't have a rear sight right now at all. That would be amazing. If we could get this Cyelee optic to run on the 1911 and not break, because this guy has already broken a Holosun, that would be pretty dang cool. I would be genuinely impressed and excited. I think that would be freaking amazing. Because this is not necessarily a hard use gun. This is a suppressor host, right? So I want an optic on it, and I want an optic that works. And it's 45, so it's got some thump to it. If it can withstand the recoil of this guy suppressed, I'll be very, very happy. It definitely should withstand the recoil of the little 22, which this is what I got it for, so I'll probably shoot it like this and see how it runs, but that's this guy. So anyway, that's probably not a quick. This is probably like a 3-hour-long video, so I'm sorry about that. But the Cyelee CAT. Cyelee CAT. It's not silly. It's Cyleecat. That's this guy. I'm probably going to take some pictures, throw it up on Instagram so you guys see it there first probably anyway. But that's what we got today. So if you got any questions about this, please do let me know. What is it built out of? That's a good question. Aluminum. So this guy is made out of aluminum. Or at least that's what it says on the site. Because I was like, yeah, is this plastic? I'm like, it doesn't look like plastic. It looks like aluminum. Aluminum. I'm glad about that. And a little thing. Little thing. No, they do that too. Okay. It is a decently recessed, the glass is decently recessed inside of the optic, which is nice because that's going to kind of keep it from coming in contact with stuff. So you can charge it, you can rack it and stuff, and hopefully it'll keep junk and gunk from scratching up, banging up the lens itself. Anyway, that's enough. That's enough. I'm done. If you do have questions about this, please do let me know. If I can, I will link the Amazon link to this guy. Again, it's not an affiliate link. I just like spreading good stuff. I don't know if this guy's really good yet because I haven't shot it. It literally just came in. You just watched me unbox it. But I will keep you guys abreast and up to date if this guy fails, breaks, does anything, or succeeds our wildest dreams. The other optic did. So I have high hopes. I'm trying to jinx it so that this guy will show his true colors. But we'll see what happens. All right? That's it. Thank you, Cyelee, for sending this thing out. Y'all be good to be safe. Appreciate you guys watching, subscribing, and everything. Hopefully we'll catch you in the next video. See ya. Alright guys, so that is it. That's a little look at the Cyelee optic, the Cyelee CAT, not silly cat. It's not silly. The Cyelee CAT optic. I'm genuinely impressed out of the box, but time will tell how this guy actually works. If any of you guys have actually purchased one of these cats, right? However you want to use that word as slang. Anyway, whatever. Let's just move on. If any of you guys have purchased one of these, I'd love to get your feedback. Did it work for you? Are you happy with it? Did you wish it had different settings or whatever kind of stuff? What did you like? What did you not like about it? From what you guys see right now, your unbiased opinion, do you think this guy's going to work, or do you think he's going to crap the bed like a cat? I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens. I'm excited to put on each one of these hosts, 9mm, 45, 22. That's a good spread of like pistol caliber kind of stuff. I mean, you got some thumpy 45, middle of the range 9mm, and 22 easy peasy stuff. I'm excited to see how this guy works, right? I'm very excited about it. Hopefully it will work and we'll be able to actually run it on the 1911. I think that might, if it holds up to that, I'll be very, very happy. The integrated rear sights, I'll have to file and fit the front sight to fit it, but dang, I'm hoping that that's what's going to happen. But until then, we'll just have to speculate and everything. I'll take pictures for you guys. Look for this thing on Instagram and stuff if you really are into that kind of thing. But that's where I'll probably post pictures and whatnot and stuff. I think that's pretty much it, guys. If you got any questions, please let me know. Cyelee, I really appreciate you guys sending this thing out. I really, really do. You had a lot of patience with me. I appreciate it. But that's really cool. That's really cool. All right, that's it. Y'all, you guys be good, be safe. Appreciate you guys watching, subscribing, and everything. And hopefully, catch you guys in the next video. See ya.